Good morning. We'd like to welcome everyone to this 175th anniversary for the Laredo Police Department. This will be the kickoff for the 175th celebration. I'm Investigator Joe Baez, and I'll serve as your Master of Ceremonies this morning. Before we begin, we'd like to go ahead and recognize some of our guests this morning. The Honorable Mayor from the City of Laredo, Dr. Victor Trevino. And also join us, Mrs. Rosa Marquez de Trevino. Council member from District 5, Ruben Gutierrez. And council member from District 3, Melissa Cigarroa. Thank you, ma'am. Representing from Congressman Henry Cuellar's office, Ms. Melissa Peña. We'd also like to welcome, representing the Laredo Fire Department, Chief Robert Gonzalez. I'd like to go ahead and also introduce the members of the Laredo Police Department Administration, starting with the Chief of Police, Miguel Rodriguez. Assistant Chief Ricardo Gonzalez. Deputy Chief Benito Martinez. Deputy Chief Jorge Valdez, and Deputy Chief Edgar Garza. We'd also like to recognize all the members of command staff and the rest of the police department officers who are here. Thank you so much. We'd like to ask Mayor Victor Trevino to please come and say a few words. Thank you, sir.
Thank you and good morning, Dr. Victor Trevino, Mayor for the City of Laredo. Happy to be here to celebrate the 175th anniversary, and we have a very proud history of the men and women that have served our community. So we thank them for all their services and contribution to the community. As a general public, we sometimes take for granted that Laredo has consistently been one of the safest places in the United States to raise your family, and has consistently been the safest city in Texas. This is due to our incredible law enforcement presence, with the Laredo Police Department taking the lead. As mayor, I travel to other cities, and I see the city of Laredo continues to grow, and our impact on the world also grows. And as the #1 port of entry in the Western Hemisphere, so does our need to adapt and modernize our police force. This is constant. The change is constant that Laredo and the government will face in years to come as a thriving border community. But we need to meet this challenge by honoring our great history and learning from it, so that we can properly invest and continue to provide the level of service and protection that we need to see from our Laredo Police Department. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Trevino. We'd like to go ahead and also recognize Council Member from District 1, Gilbert Gonzalez. Welcome, sir. And also City Secretary Mario Maldonado. Thank you, sir, for being here. So we'd like to go ahead and now ask, would you like to say a few words? Ruben, ma'am, Ms. Cigarroa would like to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
Good morning. It is indeed an honor to be here to celebrate 175 years. Thank you to the excellence of service that you provide. The Laredo Police Department provides every single officer to the city. We know that your families also live, work, and play here. And while that drives you to always put us first, your comprehensive nature of how seriously you take your service and all the corners that you must investigate and protect to make sure that we're all safe. It's truly a privilege to be in a position of leadership to see that. I think as all of our council members here support the Laredo Police Department, we see as policymakers the need to continue to do that in the future. We know, as the mayor was saying, how we grow and we develop, and the rapid growth sometimes creates these challenges of extending these services, and you have always done your best to protect and serve all of us, and for that we are incredibly grateful. The mayor talked about the need for pushing forward with technology to make this Laredo Police Department enter into the 21st century stronger and better. And I think under the leadership of Chief Rodriguez and the other administrative staff, you will have done that in spades. So really grateful on behalf of the city and the residents that we represent. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Shigarroa. And now we'd like to ask Councilmember Gutierrez to come and say a few words.
Good morning. I'm extremely happy to be here, to be back home. This is always home for me. It'll always be home for me. My second home was always here. Ladies and gentlemen of the Laredo Police Department, thank you for everything you do. The 175th anniversary of the Laredo Police Department existing here in Laredo is monumental. You all have always done a wonderful job. Please continue doing so. The public sees it every single day. I know we've seen changes coming about with the new officers coming in and out of here, and we adapt to the changes. You all have adapted to the changes. And I know it's got to be difficult, especially for you old-timers, not me anymore, you all. You're the old-timers now. It's something that we see over and over again, and it's going to continue happening. But with this administration, I'm sure the change will be flawless. Chief, thank you for everything you do for us. Administrative staff, the same as well to you. You are always doing a wonderful job. Thank you for everything. And like I said, the public recognizes it. Believe me, we get calls, we get text messages on social media, just talking about how safe they feel here in Laredo. And I can't thank you enough. Keep doing a wonderful job as you all always do. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Now we'd like to ask Councilmember Gonzalez to come up and say a few words. Sir.
Good morning, everyone. I'm just so honored to be part of this era and of this milestone, the 175th anniversary. As a member of the Public and Safety Committee, we try and expand and move forward. Hopefully we can come together in the near future and celebrate with the residents, with staff, with management, to put together a great bond package so we could start moving forward and make history with our growth and expand the Laredo Police Department. Again, thank you for all that you do, and you all stay safe out there. Gracias.
Now we'd like to ask Chief Miguel Rodriguez to say a few words.
Good morning. When we were talking about when we were going to do this unveiling, Joey said, let's do it Monday. And I said, well, it's Monday after Super Bowl. Oh, it was the Eagles and the Chiefs, so it was, we'll be okay with that. We can move forward with that. Well, I can tell you that for this, we've been working at it for a whole year. And when we found out that it was going to be 175 years this year, we said we have to celebrate it. We're older. I know Border Patrol celebrated theirs last year, and we're older than them. This department is older than Border Patrol. And so, when we talk about, how many more police departments are older than us, there are very few police departments that are older than us. So a little bit of history of what happened here, right? So I know a lot of the CEOs from the city say 1755, right? That's when the city was established. So, and so when they asked us, why is it that we weren't going into that number and saying, hey, we were established 1755? Well, the city wasn't incorporated into the state of Texas until 1850. And that's when we started seeing, with the help of Captain Robles here, going into, he's a history junkie, he started looking into, okay, when did we really had an ordinance for police? When did we started enforcing, right, for the city? So we found out that it was 1850. So 1850, the city was incorporated. They called for a city marshal to be elected every year. And so that's when we started seeing the enforcement part, and we started seeing police in our ordinances. So 1850 was the year that the police department was established, was created, so this is why now we're 175. So with that, I can tell you that we put a lot of work into what we're doing this year. There's a lot of events happening this year for us, and I do want to say thank you to our mayor, thank you to our council members, because when we went to do this project to them, you know, we felt the support, and we felt that they wanted for this to happen. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for that support, council members, mayor, thank you for that. So again, it's an incredible honor to stand before you today as we mark a historic milestone, the 175th anniversary of the Laredo Police Department. For 175 years, the dedicated men and women of this department have served with integrity, courage, and an unwavering commitment to the safety of our community. Today, we celebrate not only our history, but the bright future ahead. To begin this year-long commemoration, we are proud to unveil a special anniversary badge and patch that our officers will be wearing throughout this anniversary year. These symbols represent our deep-rooted legacy of service, the sacrifices of those who came before us, and the continued dedication of those who protect and serve today. As part of this important milestone, Laredo PD will have many events throughout the year, which include the honor of serving as the Anheuser-Busch Washington's parade marshals, where our officers will wear their new badges and patches upon their uniforms. We'll also have our float and things that we're going to be displaying throughout the route of the parade. We will also have a museum exhibit, which will have a historic timeline of our department. That will be unveiled in March, and we are looking forward to that because there will be another gathering for us to celebrate that museum and be able to tour that. With that museum, we also were able to rebuild two police patrol cars, one from the 1980s and one from the 1990s. So it's going to be really, really, really nice. Our badge unveiling. Our badge, as part of our 175th anniversary celebration, we are honored to unveil a commemorative badge that pays tribute to our rich history. This special badge is a replica as the one worn by Laredo Police Chief Mike Brennan in 1927, which you see the picture there. The only known image of this historic badge, captured in a photograph displayed on our hall wall, served as a foundation for its recreation. That image was sent to our badge vendor, ensuring the design remained true to its original form. The badge represents an era when artisans and jewelers handcrafted unique, one-of-a-kind creations, symbols of honor and dedication. In keeping with the tradition, we wanted to extend this very special emblem to our officers, allowing them to wear it with pride throughout our 175th anniversary celebration. It is more than just a badge. It is a connection to our past, a reflection of our legacy. Now moving over to our patch. In addition to our badge, the Laredo Police Department proudly commemorates 175 years of dedicated service to our community with a specially designed anniversary patch. This patch embodies our department's rich history and commitment, showcasing Laredo's iconic downtown landscape and the international bridge that symbolizes our deep-rooted unity, strength, and resilience as a border city. This milestone honors nearly 2 centuries of protecting and serving the citizens of Laredo, Texas, as we continue our legacy of excellence. I'm going to take this moment to give a special thanks to our committee, which are here. If you want to call your name, can you please stand up so we can recognize you? Captain Claudia Gonzalez, Captain Raul Robles, Lieutenant Romy Matuk, Sergeant Jonathan Castillo, Officer J.J. Torres, and our very own investigator, Joe Baeza. To give you a little bit of a background of how our patch, was designed, it was a very special gift to us from Lieutenant Matuk's daughter, Violet Matuk. She ended up designing the whole thing, and so we ended up embracing that design. And so when we unveil it here at PD, now every officer wants to go to that patch, and they want to go get away from the old patch. But just to give you a little bit of history on our current patch, if you see that patch was done with PowerPoint. If you see the arrow of the flag, that's a little arrow that you use when you're using PowerPoint. So just a little bit of history on that. As we reflect on our past, we also renew our promise to uphold the values that define us: integrity, service, and excellence. I want to thank our officers, their families, and the entire Laredo community for their unwavering support. Together, we will continue to build a safer and stronger Laredo for generations to come. I do want to say this, that I think this is very exciting, a very exciting day for a lot of us. When we started issuing out the badges and told everybody to hold on, don't wear them, we saw people wearing them already. It's like, hey, we told you to hold on, don't wear it yet. But people, the officers are excited. And I even got some messages from some of our officers that their families are very excited that we're celebrating this. So in all honesty, I do appreciate every single one of our officers for the commitment. We just this weekend, you see the passion that they have towards policing. You had somebody that was murdered this weekend, and within hours, we were able to get the bad guy. And that shows the commitment of this department. That shows the passion that they have in their work. And I just wanted to make sure that in the future, as we develop these new officers, as we see these officers retiring, that we already have everybody on board to make sure that they're ready to go when we leave. So that's our vision for this department, to make sure that when we leave, it's already ready for the next generation. And I want to make sure that one of these days, one of these officers that are up here or here, that we're celebrating our 200th anniversary, and I'll be able to be here and enjoy with them. So again, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and let's celebrate 175 years.
Thank you very much for attending this morning's press conference. And again, look out for the various events. If we can get several of our members to come up and take a picture, we'd like to take a group picture if we can.